Black Ops 6 has pretty much just come out, and while many players are excited for all the new upcoming content, I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. I am worried. Now, you're obviously wondering right now as to why I'd be worried. Why would I be worried about new content? Why am I scared for Black Ops 6? I mean, it's reportedly the biggest release in Call of Duty history, so what could possibly go wrong? Well, now that I think about it, Activision is the publisher. Listen, I'm gonna reveal my 3 biggest concerns with this game, and stick around for the last one because I believe it will potentially cause thousands of players to quit the game for good, including myself, so I'm confused as to why no one is talking about it. So my first big concern with Black Ops 6 is a common complaint among the player base, and that is the maps. Like, I got one question for you, Treyarch. What in the hell were you thinking? Maps like Rewind, Protocol, and Lowtown genuinely make me want to bash my head into a wall. Normally, Infinity Ward is the one to roll out some all-time bad maps, but it looks like they got some strong competition here.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
And the reason why this is a big concern of mine is because maps are an integral part of what makes or breaks a Call of Duty game when it comes to the multiplayer experience. It's no coincidence we call 2007 to 2012 the golden era, because those games from COD 4 to Black Ops 2 had the best map lineups. So when I hear players complaining about the maps this much already, it's not a great sign. And the spawns, they make 0 sense and have 0 pattern other than you getting bummed over and over. But sure, Treyarch can add remastered maps like the developers do with every Call of Duty. They can bring back fan favorite maps like Firing Range, Slums, and Summit for the millionth time. They can even bring back other fan favorite maps from Black Ops 1 and 2 that haven't been remastered yet. But it gets old. We want something quality that is new. And the problem with that is that developers already tried making good maps from scratch, and that didn't exactly age too well for them. And us, their victims. So whether Treyarch relies heavily on remasters or freshly made piles of garbage, I'm genuinely scared for Black Ops 6. Okay, so update on the Season 1 maps. This is post-edit 1 here. These are some of the worst maps I have ever played on. Extraction, the map layout is just total garbage. There's just high points, there's buildings, there's windows, the map makes 0 sense. It's so bad. Spawns are terrible. And then you look at a map like Heirloom. I think Heirloom is even worse. It's just, I don't know what it is, but these developers nowadays, they love to make maps like mazes. It's such a small map, but the map has literally 0 structure. There's just like a little labyrinth, a mini labyrinth maze in the middle. And look, the third map they added, Hideout, it's actually not half bad. It feels like more of a Treyarch map. But the other 2, Extraction and Heirloom, are so damn bad that it just offsets any decency that Hideout had. And now I'm looking at the in-season maps that they're adding, and I talked about, them adding remasters earlier, from games like Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, the classics, because those games had some great maps. But here's the one that makes me laugh, is they are bringing back Hacienda from Black Ops 4. Does anyone remember Hacienda from Black Ops 4? If I talked about Hacienda from Black Ops 4 before they added this or before I showed you anything, would you have remembered it? I guarantee the only reason you would have remembered it, I hated this map. The only reason you would have remembered it is because of how freaking bad it is. And they have decided to remaster a map from arguably the most forgettable Call of Duty. They could have brought back any map from Black Ops 2, any of those classic maps from Black Ops 1, and they decided to bring back Hacienda, one of the worst maps that I have ever played on. I freaking hated it. I really did. They're bringing back this map over any map, but it just confirms, everything that I was thinking prior to Season 1 coming out. They are relying on not only freshly made piles of garbage in Heirloom and Extraction, in another map they're bringing, Bracket, whatever it's called, it's going to be a total, it's going to be a train wreck. But they are bringing back garbage remasters as well. But yeah, you guys can already tell it's going to be a freaking nightmare with these maps this year. And let's just move on to the next point now. My next biggest concern I want to discuss is all the suspicious inconsistencies many of us have run into while playing this game. And I honestly can't tell if the game is totally broken or if it's rigged, or both. For instance, let me ask you this. How many times have you felt like you put an entire clip into an enemy player and they somehow eat all the bullets, but they laser you in 2? How many times do you feel like you shot through the enemy as if he's not even there? Especially the hit detection though, it almost rivals X-Defiant, it's so bad. Rarely does it work in your favor, but most of the time it gets you killed. If you're an OG Black Ops 1 player, you would remember how bad the hit detection was in that game. And Black Ops 6 makes me feel like I'm playing back in those days on BO1 because of how bad the hit detection is at times. But it would be impossible for me to count how many times this garbage happens in one game. let alone my entire playing experience. And I know I'm not alone in this, comment if you know what I mean. But it's not only the inconsistent damage and broken hit detection, it's the never-ending packet burst, which has been absolutely ramming me from behind since day one. Literally, I have not played a single game without packet burst throughout the entire match. I wish I could say that's an exaggeration, but sadly I'm not kidding. Now, here's the ultimate question. Is this because of how broken the game is, or is the game broken because Activision has implemented shady algorithms? I know many of you have heard of skill-based damage, skill-based hit detection, skill-based and engagement optimized matchmaking. You know, the usual culprits. Look, honestly, I'm sick and tired of beating the dead horse, but what can we say? I've been suspicious of these things ever since the garbage jetpack era. I always felt when I was playing that there was some shady stuff going on since then, but now the word is out and it's just progressively gone worse over the years. But the casuals don't care, so what the hell does it actually even mean in the grand scheme of things? They're not gonna stop playing just because you try explaining to them that the game is rigged. Most do not care or have enough time to care. It's gotten to the point where it's just like, okay, yeah, Black Ops 6 is rigged, Call of Duty's compromised, moving on. It's sad to see, it really is. You gotta think about how tired people are gonna grow with this matchmaking as the game's life cycle progresses. So yeah, it's a big reason why I'm scared for Black Ops 6. But this transitions to the biggest concern I have with BO6, the final one I teased at the beginning of the video. It's something that seemingly no one has been talking about from what I've seen, and I honestly believe Call of Duty wants to keep it that way for a reason. What I'm ultimately referring to is, this. Before I get into why this could potentially ruin BO6 multiplayer, I remember hearing surprising news that Black Ops 6 would not have goofy-ass skins, but then I heard the last part, on launch. So I understood it was a bit of a gimmick to appease players like me for a month or so, who don't want to look at that filth, but still, it was a big deal to me. It's like, wow, you're telling me I can play a new COD without Nicki Minaj and the Teletubbies running around? I'll take it. Isn't that sad that we have to beg and be ecstatic for something like this in a 1990s military-themed game? But let me give you an example of how big of a difference this aspect of immersion and staying true to the theme of the game makes to me. I actually remember surprisingly enjoying the Modern Warfare 3 2023 beta. We got to experience the OG MW2 maps, the movement felt smoother than MW2 2022, and the gunplay felt a lot more arcadey. But I realized after playing that there was one big reason why the beta felt different than the recent CODs. I realized, oh wait, there aren't any bundles in this game yet. So what does that mean? Players were only able to use default skins, you know, the skins that actually belong in a Call of Duty game. My point is, I think the same thing is happening right now in Black Ops 6. It has made a difference for me personally, as well as thousands of other longtime fans of the franchise who want nothing to do with these ridiculous skins. Don't get me wrong, the former complaints I've made are still valid. The maps are overall unplayable. The game is broken in many ways, the matchmaking still sucks, and the movement lords are competing for prize money in every match you play. But imagine having these Omni movement lords jumping around and dragging their nuts against you in a skin that really annoys the hell out of you. You know damn well it'll make you quit the game a lot quicker. Even if it's the same old strafing and nut dragging. It's the fact that this dude is using some obnoxious skin that sends me over the edge personally. And before you know it, you'll be a full-time zombies player, which isn't a bad thing. It's a fun mode. It's probably the best part about the game. But yeah, I'm sure the bundles and the skins will be coming soon to Black Ops 6, and you bet your ass Call of Duty cannot wait to announce it. I don't know 100% of a set date yet, but I assume Season 1 or 2 would be probable. No way they're gonna miss out on all that microtransaction money for too long, let's not kid ourselves. Alright, so update on the Call of Duty store for Season 1. This is post-edit 1 again. Like I said, Call of Duty was not gonna miss out on the money that they make from these bundles for too long. You know, I said Season 1 or Season 2. Well, here it is in Season 1. They were not gonna miss out on this for too long. And let's just look at the prices. I want you to look at this one. Look at the Call of Duty. Look at this. A vampire in Call of Duty in the 1990s. That's very immersion. I love that. I love the immersion there. But look at this one. 3,000 COD points. That would cost you about what? At least $20, right? At least $20, maybe 30. I don't know. I don't know withheld all these bonuses they have with the COD points. But look at this garbage. You know, I know a lot of cost arguments. Well, actually, this is zombies. This is like zombies immersive. So technically, it's still staying true to the theme of the game. But it's just like, yeah. See, you got the gobble gum. But it's just like total garbage what they're doing to this. Look at this. The Emerald Knight. How immersive. Oh my gosh, I have to buy it. Like, what are we doing to this game? We need more guys who look like they fit the theme. Marshall. We need more guys like Marshall. We need more guys like Woods. We need more guys like this guy. You know, badass characters who belong in a Call of Duty game. Everything they're adding with these like glowing characters, like just neon green puke. Like look at this one. Wait, here's another one. You have to buy this one in the battle pass. But this one I believe I saw in the season 1 trailer and I said, oh boy, here we go, right? A glowing orange, like emerald, I don't even know what you call this. What the hell do you call this? Well, actually, it's very immersive with zombie. I guarantee they would somehow tie this back with zombie. It's total garbage what they've done to this franchise. What in the hell is this doing in a Call of Duty game? I don't know what these guys are doing, but again, it just further proves my worries for this game. It's gonna go down this rabbit hole. They're gonna continue to add more skins, and it's gonna continue to ruin the game and bury it. Millions of us players, we simply wanted to return to the old days, to what it was like from COD 4 to Black Ops 2. Very simple. It's a very simple solution, but they make too much money, so sadly it'll never change. But yeah, let's get back into the video. Comment if you agree with me on the skins. But can anyone please explain to me why no one is talking about this? I'm just amazed at the lack of awareness, because I'd argue this has been Call of Duty's biggest problem since Warzone. Like, what the hell game am I even playing anymore? Microtransaction simulator, modern skin fair, bundle op 6, that's what it is, that's what's coming, you wait. I guarantee all of a sudden the game is going to feel a lot worse, and the community is going to let the devs hear it. And to tie this back to how the game is rigged, that's not even to mention how the microtransactions tamper with your playing experience. I mean, you want to talk about skill-based damage, SBMM, and EOMM? The whole reason these algorithms are in place is to market their skins and push you to buy them, which is why they're optimizing for engagement. The longer Activision keeps you on the game, the longer they get to advertise their bundles in your face, which increases the likelihood of you making the purchase. It's a very simple formula. Why do you think the one player who always goes off is never using a default skin? Except for me, of course. But it's because Call of Duty wants you to look at a player who's playing really well, who's also using a brand new skin in the COD store. Watching that player dominate the lobby makes you feel more inclined to buy that skin in a pricey attempt to make you a better player. It's all garbage. And I can't help but feel worried about the future of this game, knowing Call of Duty's rough track record and knowing for sure this is coming soon. Let's take a step back though for a moment. On the contrary, Black Ops 6 still honestly has enjoyable features. The campaign is, interesting, I guess we'll call it. But it is a fun playthrough with a crazy story. Zombies, as I already mentioned, is the best mode in the game if you ask me. Even in multiplayer, the gunplay is actually very good, from the feel to the sounds. You can actually use attachments now without making your weapon build worse. Crazy, I know. The camo grind has been revamped to save your sanity. But the point is, again, regardless of the legitimate criticisms and concerns, Black Ops 6 does still have enjoyable aspects to it. Just like we say every year, the game has potential. So if you're still thinking of buying BO6, be very wary of what's to come in multiplayer, but it also depends on what type of player you are, so fair enough if you choose to make the investment or not. And after you subscribe to the channel, and if you're new, I want you to watch this video next to remind yourself of how bad it can truly get for COD fans. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm a sentinel. 'Tis been one.